Greetings and salutations, and this is Techronaught here with a new Let's Play that I'm really excited about. I'm actually really excited about this first line of Let's Plays I got for the season. Actually, not even just the first three, the first 4 Let's Plays of this season. I plan to do like 6 Let's Plays total. I'll do 7 if it comes to that, because I'm thinking of like ending off the season with Sonic and Shadow Generations. But that's only if that game comes out or that's only if I get that game before the season's over. And if I do, it'll be the 7th Let's Play. Maybe the 6th, and then I'll push back a game to be the 7th. It depends. It depends on what happens when we get there. But a little context here. And I'm sorry I'm talking over cutscene, but... yeah, a little context here, but,
Good morning.
this was supposed to be SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Both games that I got because I got like a few months of PlayStation Plus Premium on sale, and as much as I love this game, I now know that I'm going to buy this game for myself once that runs out, because I'm not going to continue Premium. I'm going back to Essential unless they drop the Premium price, of course. But yeah, this is a hat in time. I also had to edit the intro, which I hope it was a good enough edit, because I had to edit out the SpongeBob footage and put this in, because I like this game a lot better than Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated was a nice like nostalgia thing, but I kind of at this point mostly like new experiences. Most of the remakes I've played are the first time I've ever played that game, for example. Like, I love the Insane Trilogy, but I like Crash 4 more because, it's something new. But I am going to shut up because now cutscene takes priority. Or wait, no, we're not there yet. I forgot we have to do a little bit of gameplay before the cutscene. But once it starts, I am going to be shutting up. I'm going to give this game a little more respect, dialogue and cutscene-wise, than I do other games, because of how much I like it.
What is this? Flying boat? All boats need to pay toll in Mafia Town, even in space. Mafia come in to collect. How rude! Uh-oh.
Okay, now I can talk for a little bit. By the way, I love how the Mafia guys, like, how rude. I can't do the accent, whatever. I think they're trying to do an Italian accent, but it's a kind of a really bad one, if I'm being honest, and I can't do an Italian accent, good or bad. So when I imitate, if I ever imitate these guys, I'm probably just going to do the voice without the accent, or just do it to the best of my capability. But I love how he's like, how rude, when when she shuts the door closed. But then he proceeds to break her fucking window over it. My guy. All she did was say, you're not allowed in her home. She has every right to make that decision. That's not being rude. Like, literally, you just show up randomly on knocking on the window of her spaceship. First piece of yarn we see, by the way, is literally one of the last ones you can get here, because we can't get it this time. You will see, though, this is not my first playthrough. If you saw at the beginning, if it was even in the video, I think it was. I actually have a file where I completed the game at like 50-something%. I'm not a completionist. I won't be doing this game to the full completion, but I will be playing it a little better than I did my first run. I will be getting more than I did my first run. I try to get almost every ball of yarn I see, whether it's like immediately or I go back for it. I do try to get every like collectible I see, aside from pawns. Like, I'm not gonna go after every single pawn, but I do go after most of them. I'm also going to be playing a certain part of the game a little bit differently when we get there. But for now, I don't really want to get into that stuff because I haven't even recorded the footage for that part of the game yet. Like, that's like real late into the game. Okay, this guy's the badge dude. That's what I call him. I know, or that's what I call them. I know they have an official name, but I'm calling them the badge dude because it's easier to remember, honestly. Plus, I honestly just don't care what this thing's name is. It's the only character in the game that you're not given the name of, and I'm just gonna go off that because I don't feel like looking up the wiki to figure out its name.
Down there. Don't think I didn't see you stalking me. Us kids should stick together, not stalk one another. I mean, Mafia Town can be a really dangerous place. So what'd you say? Wanna join my little rebellion? Oh, by the way, did you have anything to do with the junk falling from the sky? Tell you what, come up here and I can show you where some of your junk landed.
Okay, two things I want to point out here. I just showed Case a way that you could skip right to this cutscene, which is basically just step on that button. You don't have to follow Mustache Girl throughout the level, because I didn't do that. That is the way you're intended to play the game, but I was just going around looking for collectibles and shit. We can't get that till we have the witch's hat, by the way, but, yeah, I was just going around the world looking for collectibles and shit. I wasn't even following her. I followed her at the very beginning, and then I kind of just went on my own path. See, I'm still not even doing the mission. I'm looking around to see if there's like any yarn or tokens or chests or anything I can open. I will be doing the mission in a minute, but I'm trying to get like collectibles out of the way first, because that just seems like the smarter idea. Because once we run into her, it triggers like us going towards the mission objective. And I'm not ready to do that yet. I want to get collectibles. I'm going to be stingy and get collectibles first, because that's what I feel like doing. I want to unlock hats as soon as possible, especially because the time stop hat in particular, you don't need it to beat the game. But I kind of wish I had it during the final boss on my first run. So I am doing everything in my power to see if I could get it. You don't even need every piece of yarn to get to it either. I know that for a fact, because I've seen Let's Plays of it before, and during my first run, I was only like a few yarns short from it. No, I wasn't. I think I had 8 yarn left in my first run of the game. But still, that's 8 yarn. And that was me not even trying to go out of my way for yarn. Like, I was just grabbing any yarn I saw, or that was kind of easy enough to get. I never went back for yarn or anything like that. I just kind of got what I could get on the first run, and that's how much yarn I got. But in this playthrough, I already have 11 going towards it, so I already am doing 3 yarn better than my completed run, my completed first run, and that's like without going through the 4th world and final boss yet. So like, yeah, I think I'm going to be able to get the time stop mask in this Let's Play. Not making any promises because, you know, haven't confirmed if I do or not, but I think I could get, what is that I need? 21? I need 21 yarn. I think I could get 21 yarn if I go back to like a few past levels and then like try to look for it in the 4th world, which the 4th world is where I was saying I'm going to be playing this game a little bit differently than people usually do. But again, I don't want to really like give away what I mean by that just yet. Right now, I'm going after any piece of yarn I can get my hands on, because I want new hats. I already got the sprint hat, which is not... actually, I think the sprint hat is my favorite, because I like being able to get around faster. I don't really utilize it a lot at this point in the game, but as I go on, you will see me utilize this hat the most, because I don't only use it for when it's necessary or when like it would make things easier. I also use it just to get from point A to point B a lot faster, which happens quite a bit. I also use it as a dodge move, I believe, in one of the bosses, because it is a good way to dodge boss attacks. I don't know if I do that yet, because I don't recall. but I think I did. I think I used it in one of the bosses. I think I know which boss it was too, but I don't want to like make promises that I'm not sure of because I haven't watched over the later gameplay yet. I've only like watched over the gameplay of this first part before doing it. And there will be some more edits going on later in the Let's Play, but I felt there wasn't really anything I would have cut from this first part. So you're getting like the full footage, no cuts or anything, no edits, or well, there might be like slight editing if I like say something that ends up being wrong, and then I have to correct myself. Because sometimes I do that. Sometimes I'll say something in video, but then like when I'm editing after the commentary, I realize that I was wrong about that, and then I'll like put it in text and say, post edit, whatever, yada yada yada. I haven't done it too much, but I do correct myself whenever I realize I'm wrong about something. So yeah, I'm not above admitting I'm wrong. I'll just correct myself instead of outright saying I'm wrong, but that's still admitting I'm wrong, you know? And I'm not against saying I'm wrong itself, that's just my way of going about it, because it just feels better to correct my mistake. It feels better for two reasons. One, it shows that like I'm aware of my flaws, because I'm willing to look at the fact that I was wrong. But at the same time, it doesn't like gotta... I don't know. Something about saying you're wrong about something, like just directly saying that, just feels less genuine than trying to correct your mistake, you know? Like, correcting your mistake feels like you're going above and beyond, even if it's over something simple like I'm talking about, but it just feels like you're going above and beyond, and I like doing it that way because it fixes whatever I messed up. Especially in the case where what I did affects other people. Like, I don't like my mistakes to affect other people, so when they do, and I realized I was wrong, or I made a mistake, or whatever, I want to correct it, because I don't want other people to be affected by it. I also don't want to spread misinformation, which is why when I am wrong, when I don't know if I'm right, for example, I'll like say, I don't make any promises, or like, I'm not exactly sure, but I think, like, I emphasize those words for a reason. I don't want to spread misinformation. I just want to give, like, my thoughts at the moment, which is, yeah, basically what I'm doing. But then there's also times, like I said, where, like, if I did end up, like, claiming something or saying something and it ended up being wrong, I will go back and, like, put text. There's a chest right there that I did not get on like, recording. I almost said on camera, but we're not using a camera for this. But there's a chest up there that I did not get during recording, but I do have it in my current save, like in this save by the time I'm doing the commentary. But I went back and got it out of video. A lot of the yarn I go back and I get outside of video because I don't want like unnecessary like filler in the video. You know, like all this is not really filler because I feel like if you're playing the game, it helps you see where it is, but it also shows you where all the yarn I'm getting comes from. If I just made a cut right to the main objective, you'd be like, where the fuck did you get all this yarn? I want the video to be consistent. I don't want it to just be point A, point B. Oh, suddenly you have 27 yarn. I mean, that's not how much is in... I think there's less than that actually in Mafia Town, but that is just a number I'm saying, just like a ballpark number. I'm not like trying to like there's our objective right there, by the way, but I'm not going towards it yet because I want to get that's just a ballpark number basically. I think the number of, like, if I had to guess, because I get enough yarn in this place to make my first 3 hats. And then, like, on top of that, I come back and get, like, I think it was 8 more. Actually, no, it wasn't 11 I have. I think I have 19 on this save currently. But, yeah, because I was 11 and then I came here and got 8 more. So if I do the math there, you need 2 to craft your second hat. And then you need 4 to craft your third hat, which is 6. And then you add 8 to that. That's probably not every piece of yarn in Mafia Town, but that's all the ones I found. That is 14. Mafia Town's map is probably the map with the most yarn from what I've seen. Because, yeah, the Subcon Forest map, like the Mafia Town map, is used for multiple levels. I don't know why past me, like, paused for a second here. Okay, apparently I was wrong. There was footage I could cut. But anyway, what I was saying, Mafia Town, Subcon Forest, every world except for the second chapter really has like its main map used for multiple parts. So like the second chapter, which is probably my second favorite in the game. I do like chapter 3 just a little more. But the second chapter, there's another piece of yarn. There we go. We already got the you see what I mean? I'm on my third fucking hat now. I know that only takes like 6 yarn to get to, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if my memory is right on that. I could also just stop commentary and go back and check myself, so I think I'm gonna do that. Plus this cutscene needs me to be silent. I'm sorry, I just love when she says that. Down with the Mafia! But as I was saying, yeah, it is 4 you need for the second hat. So you only need to get 6 to have the first 3 hats. I mean, you get the first one by default, obviously, but then you get like the second for 2, third for 4. I think, if I remember correctly, it's 12 for the 5th hat, but what was the... I'm trying to remember how much the 4th hat costed. I think it was 8. I want to say it was 8. I don't know yet. We're not gonna know if I'm right or not until we get to chapter 2, because that's when you unlock the 4th hat. See, you start the game with like 1 hat you can craft with just the sprint hat. But then you like... Then you get the brewing hat too, which is what it's called. You get both of those actually through Mafia Town, which is through finding like certain yarns. But then you get like the 3rd hat. I'm not gonna reveal the names of anything past the brewing hat because I don't want to do spoiler shit. But then you get like the 4th hat unlocked from a piece of yarn that I'm pretty sure you always find in the first level of in the first act of chapter 2. But and I think the same goes for, I think every hat you unlock, either you unlock it by entering a chapter, or you unlock it from finding a piece of yarn that you're guaranteed to find in that chapter. Because I somehow always, in both runs of the game I've done so far, for the first 3 chapters, I somehow found the yarn. If it is the case of you need like to find like a specific yarn, I've somehow found the yarn for all 4 of the hats you can unlock up to that point off the bat without like much really like struggle. And that's even taken into account that in my first run of the game I'm not really trying to go after the hats. So I'm saying a lot. I'm kind of I had coffee this morning for one, which is kind of helping me like keep coming up with topics. I need to stop saying and kind of like come up with a different word to say when I'm like thinking, or just not say anything when I'm thinking. I don't know. I just did it again. What the fuck? Stop myself from saying it that time. So, what are my thoughts on A Hat in Time in terms of where it stands with other platformers I've played? It is probably my 4th favorite 3D platformer of all time, which is pretty high because I've played a lot of these. to be honest. Like, 3D platformers is what I mainly grew up on. I played, like, all the PS2 and Wii SpongeBob 3D platformers, which include, like, Battle for Bikini Bottom, the movie game, Creature from the Krusty Krab, Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. I think that's about all of them. No, Truth or Square. I played that too. Because I was still a kid when Truth or Square came out. And I know you don't gotta be a kid to enjoy SpongeBob games. Like, that's more so for enjoying the show itself. At least past season 3, because that's when the show stops having, like, adult humor mixed in with it. Because the first few seasons had a lot of that, trust me. They also had, like, some parts that still make me laugh to this day. Like, I'm not a big SpongeBob fan like I used to be. Like, I grew up being a big SpongeBob fan, but I'm kind of not that big of a fan of it anymore. And it's mainly because like, I haven't watched the show in years outside of, like, a couple episodes I've like gone out of my way to watch here and there just for nostalgia. And the only, like, thing SpongeBob related I've touched outside of, like, a couple episodes from the early seasons is the musical and Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. I'm not a big fan of it anymore. I just kind of mess with it every once in a while. I meant to apologize for this earlier on in the video, but if you hear a fan in the background, I do apologize for that. It is still February, but it is getting hot as fuck outside, so we have to have fans on. Or else you would hear me being miserable for the whole fucking video if it was not on. Trust me for that. I hate the heat. I really do. I'm more of a chill guy. Like, I like it to be chill outside. I know most people either like it hot or cold, but I like it chill, like fall weather, like high 40s, low 50s type of deal. That's where I like it. That's where I'm comfortable. But once it drops below, like, 47... it's too cold. Once it goes above, like, 69, too hot. Like, I cannot handle heat or cold that well. Well, the thing, okay, I can handle them well, as in, like, my body can handle them well. Like, I'm not gonna die from the slightest amount of coldness or heat. But me personally, I can't stand it. Like, not even take into account how well my body can handle it. I just can't stand it. It's a mental thing. Like, I just can't stand it. Like, it's why I hate the summer more than anything. Because the summer's the point of the year where it gets drastically bad. Because where I live, it hardly ever drops below the mid-30s in the winter. And it never goes above the mid-70s in the spring. But in summer, I'm talking about degrees Fahrenheit, by the way, so if you go by Celsius, no, it is not like 140 degrees over here. Or it's not like, what would be the equivalent of 140 degrees over here, I guess, because, last I checked, I think 70 degrees Celsius is like, no, it's not 140, it's like 110, 105, something like that. I don't keep up with that stuff. I think it's real stupid how America insist on having a different, like, system for stuff, and because we have a different system for stuff, it makes it confusing to talk about what, like, temperature and stuff. When I'm trying tonight, I don't want my entire audience to be American. I actually would feel better if most of it wasn't, because let's be honest here, us Americans, we aren't that great. There's a few of us, there's a few diamonds in the rough now, but, like, I'm just saying, like, Americans are pretty annoying, and I don't really know how to judge myself in that matter, because as a person, I know I'm a good person, even if I make mistakes, even if, like, sometimes I may do shit that comes off as selfish, even though the intent wasn't to do it for myself or whatever. Like, sometimes that kind of stuff happens. Like, there's times where, like, I'll do something, and my intent was just to get something done. It wasn't, like, for myself or anything. Like, I kind of just wasn't thinking too much about it. But then, like, it turns out that, like, whatever I did, like, was bad for somebody else, and it's just, like, then I feel guilty, and I'm like, I hate myself for this. Like, I have, like, a lot of self-guilt, self-hatred whenever, like, I have a lot of, I don't want to use the word self-guilt because that don't even make sense. Guilt is something you feel yourself, so I don't know why I said that. That sounds so stupid. But, have a lot of like disdain for myself whenever I mess up. And the reason for it is because most people I get close with, I care about a lot. Like, here's the way I work. I don't trust people easy. And when someone like proves to me they can like that I can trust them, or like shows that they care about me or anything like to the point where like I get a strong bond with them, like family or close friends or anything like that, you know, like it's either A, I don't trust you and like I never get a vibe from you, I don't think you're a person I could deal with, or it's B, you're a close person for me, like I care about you a lot. If you got hurt, it would kill me. If you got hurt because of me, no matter which way it is, no matter if it's mental, emotional, physical, if you got hurt because of me, I'm gonna wish I suffered for it. I won't make myself suffer for it. I'm not psychotic like that, but I will wish I would suffer for it because I would hate myself in that moment. And I would want like things to be made even. That's why I try to fix my mistakes, because I don't like myself half the time. And most of the time I don't like myself, it's because I messed up and made somebody upset or something. And I'm not really like a people pleaser or anything like that. It's not to the point where like I want to make everybody happy, and if I ever make anybody upset, then I hate myself. It's not that bad, trust me on that. But it is a case of like, if I ever do anything bad enough to someone I care about, whether it was my intention or not, whether it was on purpose or by accident, no matter what, like, the extra context of it is, I will just fucking hate myself. Oh, by the way, this is how we get this piece of yarn here. I don't know if this was the intended way. I'm going back to the topic of the game because what I was talking about was kind of like serious, and I don't want this whole commentary to be about serious shit, you know, but as you can see right here, I was trying to bounce off of that to get an easy way over there, but you can't jump high enough for it, so we're gonna have to walk this way. Because of how this is set up, I don't think this is the way you were meant to do this. I think you were supposed to get the time stop mask for this, but I didn't feel like waiting until then. I wanted the rift token now. I thought it was going to be a piece of yarn, but it was a rift token, which I'm fine with because you do get some pretty neat stuff from rift tokens. I think my least favorite collectible in the game has to be probably gifts, because you do unlock the purple rifts with those, and I love the purple rifts. But you have to get a bunch of them to get the purple rifts, and they kind of do the least for me. Like, I don't know. I like the cosmetics you can get from rift tokens, so that puts them up really high. But then there's like, there's the yarn, which lets you unlock hats. The yarn's the most useful one, obviously, because you need to unlock hats for progression at some points in the game. I mean, some parts of the game will give you rentals, obviously, but I still rather have like the hats, you know. So this is weird because I've already done the mission at the time of recording, but at some time in Subcon Forest, there's a mission you have to do that involves the scooter badge for the sprint hat. And at that time of the game, I already had the badge, but they still gave me a rental one, which was kind of funny. Okay, I'm just kind of going around collecting anything at this point. I'm sorry I'm not doing the mission. I know I'm just doing a bunch of side shit. It's kind of chill, though. It kind of gives, like, a nice vibe that I could talk over, though. I need to get these last two tickets. One of them's down here. Yes, sir. That was easy. Where's the other one, though? Okay, let's go up here. Where's the other one? Because we need it, we need it, we need it. It's right. It's really right. Dude, How did I not see that? How did I not fucking see that earlier? I literally walked right past that and I never saw the green, like, ticket. I didn't even see it, like, doing the commentary. And I saw, like, a few things past me didn't see doing the commentary. I've only talked about 2 of them. I don't know, I only talked about 1 of them, which was, like, I don't remember what it was. It was either a piece of yarn. It was something earlier that, like, I literally walked right... It was a chest. You know what? It was a chest. Because I remember where it was. Yeah, that's what it was. I already got the yarn here, so I kind of just did this for no goddamn reason. Literally did this for no fucking reason. I just felt like doing it for the pawns. I do like how some of those, like, pawn things do, like, get you, like, open paths and stuff. They don't all do that. There's some that just give you the pawns and that's it. But there are, like, some that open paths. Like, that one brings the staircase up. There's one in Chapter 2 that can unlock you a DJ Groove's token in one of his missions. I think that's the only 2 I recall at the moment. There's probably other ones I either missed or I did do, but I just don't remember.
Huh? It's awkward for Mafia. Mafia not sure what to do. Boss, what do we do with Eyewitness? Teach her lesson, boys.
Teach a lesson, boys. Mafia too busy being so stupid that he's standing on TNT that could be lit at any moment. Probably messing up the accent, but I don't care. Because literally, their accent, if it is supposed to be Italian, is already really off, so I don't think I'm really doing anything. On the flip side, there's actually a character we'll meet in Chapter 2 that has such a dead-on Scottish accent. It kind of makes you wonder, like, if it was intentional that the Mafia's accents are so off. It kind of makes you think if it was because it does make it kind of more funny that you can't tell exactly what accent it is. I think the only reason I think it's supposed to be Italian is because, for one, they're called the Mafia, and that's usually like an Italian thing. But there's also like, or it's usually an Italian-American thing, I think. I don't remember exactly. But there's also the fact that, like, they're a bunch of cooks. This is not really a spoiler thing. They literally wear, like, aprons and shit. And there's literally, like, stuff around the town that hits at them being cooks. Like, there's like a fish, there's like some fish related stuff. I am getting my ass handed to me right now. I need to be really careful, because I do not need another. I don't know how that barrel missed me, but I'm gonna just take it, because fucking hell, if I got hit one more time, we're gonna have to repeat. I was being a little too reckless is what it was. This is not really hard. There's just certain there's certain, like, bosses, or in this case a mini boss, that I'm a little too reckless on because I'm just having fun playing them. I'm not really caring how well I do. I just want to have fun and beat the boss. So there is a couple here that, like, I'm just, like, not being as smart on. There is an exception to that. When we get to the Subcon Forest boss, it will be a little different in that regard. But, like, it'll be kind of the only boss that I've already recorded that I actually had trouble with. But I always have trouble with that boss, if I'm being honest.
Psh, can you believe them? What a bunch of losers. Hey, you're all right, new kid. Do you have a name? No? You shy? That's cool. You're a less talk, more fighting kind of girl, I take it. That thing you grabbed there, are you collecting them? Because I know where there's more of them. They've been raining from the sky ever since you arrived. I've seen the goons bring them to their headquarters way up there. We should go up there and get your junk. It'll be fun. I'll take any opportunity that involves messing up the Mafia. You with me, buddy?
Who the fuck enter my ship without permission? Okay, I know we homies now, but that don't make it okay. You literally committed breaking and entering into my house for no reason. No one invited you here. No, I'm sorry. I'm not letting this slide. You literally broke into my house. I don't care about your fucking... Okay, I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna stop playing it up so we can listen to
First we
this.
strangle them, choke them, and watch them beg for mercy. No, wait.
Sounds good.
Strangling is too kind. We smash them together into mush and put their remains in a jar. Then we sell the jar for pocket money.
Okay,
That'd be
we
the
could do that.
ultimate salt in
Or
the wound.
we can just take
But
over
first
and
we have
then
to,
leave them be.
Make it through their
You know,
mafia
there's my suggestion.
Once we find and dethrone the mafia boss, the rest will follow. Then our mush and jar party will be no problem. We've got to get you geared up. Your hat is basic, and we don't do basic in this gang. Yarn can be found around Mafia Town and used to stitch new hats if you're crafty.
I love how she's like, we don't do basic in this gang, but she
You
literally
need more yarn
is
for
dressed
some
like
hats
Little
than
Red
others.
Riding Hood, which
I
is very
guess being
basic.
creative
Let's be
isn't
honest.
free.
Unless
So keep an
the
eye out
design's
for
used for
yarn.
something cool looking like
Now
Ruby
you're a
Rose from
killing
Ruby.
machine. Let's
But
go get them.
usually it's a very basic design choice. Anyway, I'm going to be ending up the video here, so bye.